to start the drafts. SuperFriends Network, they're cut off there, but versus Sky Temple. Oh dear. Or bands? Oh no, okay, the bands are up. I was scared for a moment. I somehow didn't enable the bands, but Sky Temple, people are generally looking for two things. Mobility, map control is nice. Falstad's usually a pretty contested pick on this map. Brightwing's also really nice if you can make her work on your team. Being able to soak lanes to the last possible moment, then fly in or teleport in to help out with the temples. Gives you a nice advantage. There is a Sonya and Kilthos ban on the side of SuperFriends Network. Was a Sonya ban, side of Nerf Salad. It's the Kilthos ban. Both good bans here. Both heroes quite strong on this map. And we have a first pick Jaina for the SuperFriends Network. They will probably be looking to follow this up with maybe some additional AoE power later in their draft. First pick Muradin by Nerf Salad. Always a strong warrior. Can't really go wrong with him. And Malfurion. Nice. I like this. Muradin can stun. Easily followed up by a Malfurion route. Or vice versa, depending on the circumstances. SuperFriends here probably looking to consolidate their front line so they can protect that squishy Jaina, let her get her damage in, or maybe throw in some more stuns or slows to help combo her slow power. Of course, all of Jaina's spells slow you by default of, what is it now? 25%, I believe. They might be looking for an ETC, a Johanna. Johanna's Condemn his knife. Yeah. Bit of. Yep, and there's an ETC. I believe I was about to say that, or did say that. I was distracted by the captains complaining about the laggy draft. There's a lot of people using heroesdraft.com right now. Bans are first on Blizzard's list, apparently. So we will hope to see that in the game in the near future, and we'll be able to avoid the pesky third-party Heroes Draft website. A support ban on the side of Nerf Salad on Uther. And SuperFriends here looking to ban out their second hero. Looks like the lag is kicking in pretty heavily here. I'm not sure who they might have banned. A Thrall ban on the side of SuperFriends Network. Let's see what Nerf Salad looks to pick up. They have a strong frontliner and a support. They're definitely going to be looking to secure some assassins for themselves here, or possibly a specialist and an assassin. Murky's actually not bad on this map. He's able to harass quite well. Sylvanas is always solid. The enemy team already has the Zagara. They have the Zagara ETC combo, which is pretty strong. You can Mosh Pit, then Zagarma, or Zagarma into Mosh Pit. And we have an Artanis and a Numbrak triple warrior. Is that what they meant to pick? Sometimes I've casted a few games already where the captains complained they weren't actually able to get the picks they wanted. And they said they picked something else. Okay, they did. Okay, triple warrior for the side of Nerf Salad. They're going a very aggressive heavy front line, looking to bully their way into the SuperFriends Network team. A very safe Rainer pickup on the side of the Friends Network here. Able to deal that range damage and a solid option versus that triple warrior composition. And they will probably look for another melee to round out their draft, or they will face being extremely bullied by that triple warrior combo on the enemy team. We'll see who they might grab. A Johanna would be a pretty solid option. Diablo isn't bad either, or a Charism. Oh, excuse me, I wasn't looking at the fact that they needed a support. And we have a last pick Lunara on the side of Nerf Salad. Very interesting. Lunara will be well protected by that Triple Warrior team. And we are looking to start the game here. Make sure everyone has their picks. And that is a Lunara, a Nubarak, Artanis, Malfurion, Muradin for Nerf Salad, and a Jaina, ETC, Zagara, Raynor, Charism for the SuperFriends network. On Sky Temple, we'll be starting as soon as everyone readies up, gets their heroes. This should be a pretty fun game. I think Sky Temple's a great map to watch. More exciting than some other maps, given the dynamic temple objectives. There's always a lot of merc camps, and of course the dead center boss / throw pit area. Always high contest. We have 10 of 10 players ready. And here we go. There we go. Loading in now. See if I can make my overlay images actually do what I want them to. Not sure they will. They're acting a bit strange. Those are actually reversed. Your salad's on the right. Friends Network is over here.
I would prepare for your ceaseless battle, if you wish to live, that is.
Okay. I got my overlay images there. I'm not sure while they're working. Let's hope they do. And once again, on the side of the SuperFriends network, we have a Nubarak, Lunara, Muradin, Malfurion, and Artanis versus Nerf Salads, Zagara, Raynor, ETC, Jaina, and Charism. The Nerf Red Team's captain being Zagara, LCD network. And did I get that right? Excuse me. And on the Nubarak is Bizbear, the captain of Nerf Salad. Zagara, of course, going bottom lane, probably the most common lane for specialists in Heroes of the Storm. They almost always gravitate bottom. On some maps, that makes perfect sense. On perhaps the Blackheart Spay map, where the bottom lane's pretty much a solo lane. But on other maps, there's no particular reason for the specialists to go bottom, other than everyone simply sends them bottom. Though, of course, on this map, the top and middle shrines are always the first to pop, which means the Zagara and that Lunara Malfurion will need to be rotating up. Zagara bullying that Lunara back, even with the heals of Malfurion at her disposal. Watch out for those banelings. Middle, Monk gladly pummeling away at Artanis and Nubarak. Let's check out our level 1 talents for the teams. Zagara taking the creepy reconstitution. Seasoned Marksman and Raynor may be looking to gain that damage over time. Hunter's Pursuit on the Jaina to help get her mana up as the game goes on. Charism, of course, the Transcendence heal. ETC with Progressive Rock to increase his healing power over time with Glow Pickup. Let's see what the teams do here. Looks like most of them are posturing middle. A nice double stun by the Nubarak there. Jaina, the Monk, looking to beat up the Artanis. Nubarak, ETC diving in, excuse me. Raynor chipping away at those warriors. Ooh, and the boss smacking them all back into the team. A nice double stun again by the Nubarak. Blue team for now, though, has control of the shrine, but how long will it last? A nice bullseye by Raynor, although a double root there will not be good. Nubarak and Artanis and Muradin diving in. Bully power is strong. 2 dead on the side of Nerf Salad, 1 dead on the side of the Friends Network. It was a Muradin and a Nubrak who ate it there, along with the ETC. So 3 warriors going down. Nobody top. Both teams still posturing middle, looking for those final shots. Super Friends Network looking to regroup here. Lunar doing some poke damage into those bushes. That's what our hero is great at. Just throwing out that damage, seeing who's around. A Frostbolt narrowly missing the Artanis. Nerf Salad now in control of this shrine. Friends Network going in. ETC trying to bully his way in, but Jaina caught out in the back line by most of the team. Might survive. Warriors leaping everywhere. A nice swap by the Artanis. Actually sort of let the Rainer escape. However, it looks like Nerf Salad will have control of the final shots of this shrine middle, and they will gladly retreat. Experience lead, however, going almost a full level to the way of the Super Friends Network. They should hit those precious level 7 talents before Nerf Salad. However, if Nerf Salad takes a fight here, maybe gets a couple kills, they could easily catch up. Zagara scouting those bushes with her roaches. The monk posturing in the bushes, guarding. Blue team moving in here, getting those shots off. Nubrak getting a nice double stun, maybe even a triple, but Rainer munching people with the bullseye and the auto attacks. Everyone's running around here. Oh, but down goes Muradin, sort of left by his team, unfortunately, right in the middle of the Super Friends Network. Not a place you want to be. Let's talk about our level 4 talents really quick. Envenom Spines on the Zagara, Focus Stack on Rainer, Double Neck Guitar for ETC ensures he will be stunning and sliding quicker. In the meantime, realizing they have lost the top temple fight, Nerf Salad simply spreads out across the map, looking to soak and secure their lane control. The monk taking Protective Shield, Jaina going for the Piercing Frostbolt, Nubrak going for the full Beetle build over here. Interesting, haven't seen that in a while. It used to be considered an overpowered build, but then it got nerfed to something more reasonable. I still think it can be pretty interesting. It does provide him a lot of sustain, and the beetles will absorb spells and things like Frostbolt and stuff being thrown around in battles, so not the worst idea. Nubrak diving in heavily with a double stun here. Muradin with the leap. The Zagara will probably escape with her life due to the bonus move speed of Creep, but a stun from Muradin might just secure her life, her fate rather. Her life is secured by Nerf Salad, that double warrior combo proving too aggressive, both of them possessing dive powers. Level 7 talents available for everyone now. Let's see what they pick up. Artanis in general going for the melee bruiser build, which makes sense since they're a little damage light. Muradin going for extra healing, third wind, even with the Malfurion on the team. Cleanse, of course, being picked up by the Malfurion. The most hard stuns being from ETC. Nubrak going... That's actually a nice talent on this map by the Nubrak, the Bed of Barbs. It leaves a line of spikes on the ground that slow you when you cross them. He'll be able to use that to block off things like these temple entrances in the grass, or general choke points, and anyone walking through will be forced to walk through will be slowed. That's pretty nice, I like it. But level 9, or level 10, excuse me, rapidly approaching for the Super Friends Network here. Their XP advantage starting to show. Looks like they will reach level 10 well before Nerf Salad, and with the bottom shrine here going to be popping any moment, Nerf Salad might just have to give it up in favor of XP Soak. Monk, of course, going the secondary heal. Oh, top lane looks like Jaina's in a little bit of trouble being... No, not really. No, Jaina and Muradin just duking it out a little bit. Jaina forcing Muradin to retreat as she wave clears. That third wind kicking in, healing him right up. Both teams gallop their way bottom, looking to secure this temple. Level 10, however, being picked up for the Super Friends Network. This ensures Nerf Salad will have no chance of contesting the temple. There is the Hyperion by Rainer. Perhaps a little premature, but it will do some tower damage here. Knock out some of these towers, work away in this gate, along with the laser of the fort. Excuse me, the laser of the temple. Carries him going the Divine Palm. Some water elemental on the Jaina. Help for that battlefield control, especially she'll be able to slow down people like Lunara. Prevent her move speed buff. Mosh Pit on the ATC. Devouring Maw on the Zagara. Hyperion already used the Rainer, now on cooldown. Nerf Salad rapidly approaching level 10, but it doesn't look like they will reach it in time to contest this temple. Rainer chipping away at Artanis middle. Burden solo soaking in, pushing top with that Bruiser camp. Level 10 now hit for Nerf Salad. We have a Cocoon on the Anubrak. Smart pickup, able to web people. The Thornwood Vine on the Lunara for the poke damage. Haymaker on the Muradin, that should make for some interesting plays. Sartanis, though, really out of position. He will be slaughtered instantly by the combined might of the SuperFriends network. You could see that they wanted to contest the fact that SuperFriends was taking their camp, but they weren't quite able to do it. Nubrek diving in here, going on the Zagara quite heavily, escaping with that. Move speed, though, a very nice Mosh Pit by ETC, locking down 3 members of Nerf Salad. Poor Nubrak paying for it with his life, and Jaina blowing up the Muradin with a nice Frostbolt. Now Furion securing perhaps nope. Saving the life of his friends with a root there. Sensing an opportunity to go for the boss with 2 members of Nerf Salad down. SuperFriends Network chip away at the boss here in the middle, and chances are they'll get it without any real contest. Jaina's burst damage, Zagara's minion spawn, and the attack buff of ETC will ensure that boss goes down very quickly. Level 13 talents now picked up for the SuperFriends network. Let's see what they take. Of course, the increased Hunter-Killer duration, the Mutalisk. Rainer going for that Giant Killer, an absolute must versus this triple Warrior comp on the side of Nerf Salad. Rupees with the ETC being able to extra heal along with the Monk. Jaina going for the increased cast range on Blizzard. And the Monk going for Spell Shield. I'm not really sure why the Monk took Spell Shield. There's no real amount of burst damage on the side of Nerf Salad other than Warrior stuns. I don't recall if the Monk can take Relentless, but if he could, that would have probably been a smarter option. Murden looking to stop these Siege Giants from pushing in the bottom lane. SuperFriends Network happy to take the top temple while the rest of the team pushes with this Bruiser camp. Nerf Salad, of course, contesting bottom. Normally bottom is the more desirable option on maps with a boss, such as Sky Temple, because then you can look to maybe take the boss after you've taken the objective. However, with the boss just taken, there's no real interest in bottom lane from the SuperFriends network. They're content to just completely pummel top, and this will leave the core exposed should the SuperFriends network look to press their advantage later on. Will they take the Bruiser camp? Maybe a little too risky. But a almost 3-level lead here. It is a 3-level lead here for the SuperFriends network, putting some pressure on Nerf Salad's 3-man warrior team. A little hurting in the damage department. Lunara does nice damage over time, but with Karazim, AoE heal, and ETC also going a semi-healer build, that Lunara damage is largely mitigated. ETC looking for a nice motion, but here instantly cancelled by Cocoon. We have Hyperion, a nice double Zagarma going in, but Jaina getting haymakered by the Muradin. Punched way out of position deep into the enemy team, but ETC finally landing that motion that was cancelled earlier. A 3-man dance. Poor Muradin and Artanis. There are 4 people down. This looks like it will be a 5-man wipe on the side of the SuperFriends network. Those level 16 talents just perhaps a little too strong for Nerf Salad to take. This isn't game over yet. Nerf Salad have about 1 more chance to pull themselves back into this match. They won't be cored right now unless their whole team dies again, in which case they will definitely be cored. Oh, nice double stun by the Muradin. Artanis going in with the blind. ETC getting swapped back under tower by the Artanis. A nice cocoon there by a Nubrak. That is a very dead blue hero popping out of this cocoon. Bye bye Raynor. Nerf Salad showing signs of life here with a nice double kill as the SuperFriends network perhaps get a little too greedy, pushing their advantage. Of course, still they're down a talent tier compared to the SuperFriends network. Nubrak burrowing in here on the Zagara, a nice double. Oh, Ma canceling the Nubrak initiation. Zagara getting haymakered. She will now be sliced to bits by a combination of Lunara damage and a nice blade dash by the Artanis. Nerf Salad really pulling it together here, showing a nice comeback in the later stages of the game. The triple warrior composition starting to pay off that sheer bully and chainstone power on the squishy heroes on the side of SuperFriends Network. If they could reach their level 16 talents, perhaps in the next 30 seconds, they'd have a strong chance of taking a good team fight here at the temples.
They shall bask in my glory.
Bruiser Camp being picked up by the SuperFriends Network, a good time for that, just as the temples proc. Realizing this, Nerf Salad will do the same on their side, though a little late, probably allowing the SuperFriends Network to set up quite nicely in whatever temple they choose. Looks like they'll opt for the top lane, Nerf Salad will opt for the middle. A safe trade-for-trade approach on both teams. However, Nerf Salad facing a bit more pressure due to the fact they have a single keep remaining. And, well, that giant's almost dead, but it's still pushing bottom. Lunara Wisp here scouting around. Level 16 finally being achieved for Nerf Salad. Blood for blood on the Anubrak. Extra attack speed on the Lunara when she uses her W. Muradin going for the Dwarf launch. I like that talent. I don't see many people taking it, but it's a lot of fun. Ooh, red team. Nerf Salad going down here looking to snipe a boss. Well, SuperFriends is top, but they will probably soon suspect something is up. Ardent Focus on the Malfurion, and of course Zealot Charge on Artanis. Ooh, they need to finish this very soon before the SuperFriends network realizes what they're doing, comes in here and wipes them, and or steals the boss. The monk looks like he knows what's going on, but he's not going to be crazy enough to dive in there. Smart play, Mr. Monk. A nice boss steal by Nerf Salad. I like this. They are not out of the game yet. Boss will buy them a bit of lane control. They'll be able to clear middle, clear top lane if they want. (11-5) here, 15 minutes into the game. What Nerf Salad have prior lacked in damage, they have been making up for with chain stun and bully power on the triple warrior composition, and really making the Anubrak cocoon work on prime targets like the ETC or the Raynor. Nerf Salad perhaps looking for a gank here in the bushes, but they won't find it because the SuperFriends network is down here taking a siege camp. Ooh. Middle temple activating in less than 30 seconds. We are bound to see a big team fight here. Oh, Malfurion. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a 4-man ETC dance canceled by the Muradin, though. 2 teammates dead already on the side of Nerf Salad. Nubrak bullying out the Raynor, but saved by the Monk. And the Jaina and Zagara chasing down the Malfurion. And Muradin being forced to run for his life from that Mutalisk. This is disastrous for Nerf Salad. Their core completely exposed. 3 members down. Who needs a temple when you can go straight core rush? this late in the game, when you lose that many members and your base is that exposed, it's basically GG. Storm Shield's popping, the level 20 talents are out. Game over. Well played. SuperFriends Network taking down Nerf Salad on Sky Temple. Whew, what a game. So those are some interesting drafts. I think overall that Nerf Salad were a little too bold in picking a triple warrior composition. The heroes were fun. I like that teams don't go boring and take super meta picks all the time. It's not as interesting to watch because you watch the same heroes and the same skills and the same ultimates over and over. So I like both teams' drafts. They were, a bit more diverse than most. Although SuperFriends probably going for a bit more of a meta draft, but nonetheless, it was nice. It was good. Though ultimately, I believe, even though Nerf Salad, the red team, had the lockdown and the HP, they just really didn't have the damage. Lunara's not really a burst damage dealer, except for maybe, depending on one of her level 13 or 16 talents, she can do a little burst damage for like several seconds of auto attacks. But the ETC here, very smartly, not only did he go progressive rock, later on he took the groupies. So he's healing himself for increased healing and nearby allies in team fights while that's active. He went quite for a self-sufficient build here with basically lifesteal at 7. So I liked the monk pickup here by SuperFriends Network. The Uther was banned out. They really did need another melee versus the triple melee of Nerf Salad. So while Rhaegar's a melee support as well, he just doesn't quite have that frontline staying power the way Uther or Karazim does. Uther is more of a backline heal bot rather than a frontline fighter, the way Karazim can be. Easily trade blows with Transcendence. I like the idea behind Nerf Salad's draft. They had quite a bit of stun, good displacement with the Artanis, and they could root with Malfurion. But the Lunara, while fun to watch and she's fun to play, really not the backline damage dealer they're looking for in this lineup. Probably, Kilthos was banned, of course. The enemy team had Jaina, the enemy team had Raynor, but probably would have been a lot happier with someone like Vala, who can do a nice mix of spell and auto attack damage more consistently than someone like Lunara. She can get that burst in. Not to mention, she can take an ult like Rain of Vengeance, drop it on that ETC, another way to cancel his ultimate. And with Vault, she can dodge out of the way of a lot of skill shots, Agarama, Jaina Blizzard, anything like that. Still, the Triple Warrior was a little greedy. I like that it almost worked out for them. They made a nice semi-comeback there in the late game. They took the temple, they took the boss, they got some pickoffs. But ultimately, the siege camp trap at the end, where SuperFriends Network were all 5 waiting in the bushes, and Nerf Salad walked right into them. There was a 4-man ETC dance, and that was game over. What on earth? Well, that is the only match I am casting this evening, but I will be streaming again Thursday. I'm not sure what teams yet, but I will find out soon. You are most welcome. I didn't. It's definitely not my best cast. I'm still working on it. I've had a really long day. My days are long for me. I wasn't quite as energetic as I probably would have liked to be. But Sky Temple's fun. I'll be able to cast it again on Thursday for at least one, maybe 2 games. That'll be cool. Yeah. I like to see teams trying different things in the drafts, like Nerf did with Triple Warrior. Or Triple Melee, I should say. They probably would have been better off if they swapped out one of their warriors for someone like Kerrigan. Thrall was banned. Kerrigan, I wouldn't say the Butcher. The Butcher's a little too paper versus that team, but Kerrigan with her aggressive shield powers and the heavy clusters that were going on, not to mention the easy combo power with a new, like, I would probably trade the Artanis for a Kerrigan, keep the Anubrak Muradin, maybe trade out Lunara for a Vala, and if Salad would have had a pretty interesting team that was, I heard him on the other team now? No, he is SuperFriends. Nerf Salad's the Biz Bear and all that. Yeah, so Nerf Salad basically made life a lot harder for themselves by picking this Triple Warrior draft, and I think they knew that, most likely. Obviously, everyone's here to have fun at the end of the day. This isn't super competitive, but they definitely, with just one, at the most two, even if they just swapped out the Artanis for a Kerrigan, they would have been in a much better place. Or Kerrigan and Vala swap the Artanis Lunara, and they would have had a much more of an even draft versus the Super Friend network. Alrighty. Well, that is it for the stream. I need to talk to the captains a bit, and I don't want that necessarily being whispered all over the place. So, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back on Thursday for more casting.